Hello and welcome to Please Play It, the series in which I implore you to please play it. Today's episode is going to be short, to the point, and a bit weird, but ultimately on an interesting game that I just want to help others know exists. Enter the original mobile games, played here on the Nintendo Switch. Right off the bat, you probably know if you're in or out looking at this one. Just like the description on the eShop purports, these are digital recreations of actual real-life games and puzzles, some going back as far as almost 150 years. What you see is what you get here. By using the Joy-Con's amazing futuristic motion prowess, you manipulate each board, generally with the goal of getting small balls into holes, though there are other puzzle types here, like shifting these colored blocks into the correct spaces as quickly as possible for a recorded fastest time. These can range from being incredibly simplistic to incredibly frustrating depending on your patience and tolerance levels. Personally, my frustration and anxiety leads to kinda shaky hands, so I found some puzzles more challenging than you might, and admittedly, I have plenty left to complete. Again, this video is more for a broad overview than an in-depth puzzle-by-puzzle teardown. I'm sure at some point in your life you've come across a game like these and already know if you find them interesting or not. But even if you don't, the pros here should still be appealing. The main reason I would suggest the original mobile games is that something like this is so bizarre and novel that it's almost worth a purchase just to support the endeavor, everything else be damned. I haven't played any of these specific puzzles in real life, so I can't speak to the authenticity of the feel of the games, but they all behaved as I would have expected. These are full-on digital replications of gaming history, all presented in this nicely simplistic fashion that leaves the focus entirely on the puzzles. Additionally, each game has a few paragraphs of history you can read that help give some context and help you appreciate each one beyond being an abstracted relic of the past. My one gripe with the presentation is that there's only one piece of music. A few more would have been appreciated, but for the price, it's hard to complain much. Oh, by the way, this game is dirt cheap, at least at first. You can buy in for $2, which gets you 6 puzzles. From there, each additional pack is roughly another $1, shaking out to about 27 games altogether. All in all, it's still pretty cheap though. Honestly, I'd be okay if they just kept pumping out these add-ons. This entire package is such a cool thing that I'd gladly throw them a few more bucks here and there if they can keep these coming. I really adore quirky releases like this. The idea that I pretty much now have a virtual showroom of historical handheld games that I can take anywhere and show to anyone is just so neat. If you couldn't tell, I'm really enamored more by the novelty here than the actual games themselves. To me, these were more interesting, thought-provoking, and frustrating than fun, but that's my general feeling on these sorts of games when they're physically in my hands too, so I knew what I was signing up for going in. As someone who isn't an expert on the history of these games, this is about the extent I can say, but as long as I've helped a few more people know that this exists, then making this video was worth it for me. Hopefully it was at least interesting for you to discover this, and maybe you'll go check it out. Please play it. Thank you to my patrons for enabling me to make videos on weirder titles like this. Y'all the best.